guys, I hope you're doing well. A very popular question that we get asked all the time during the middle of the summer, especially when it heats up, is how long should I water my yard? How long do I run my irrigation system for? And in reality, while we can make suggestions based on just what we see, averages, things like that, the reality is that there's so many different systems, there's so many different types of heads, there's so many different variables in that unless you've actually done a proper assessment of your sprinkler system, it's kind of hard to tell. It's kind of hard to know for sure. And what I mean by that is like you've got rotors that put out a certain amount of water. You've got NPR heads that put out water, but they put it out at a slower pace. Sprayers that are just spraying it out. So it's kind of a loaded question. Also, what goes into account is, what kind of grass do you have? What kind of soil do you have? Are you on a hill? So unless you actually have done an assessment of your irrigation system, it's kind of a guess. Most yards typically need 1 to 1.5 inches of water a week, either by rain or by running your sprinkler system in order to maintain a healthy yard. It shouldn't all be at once. We always tell people that, you want to water the grass until it's thoroughly soaked, and then you want to allow it to dry out. What that does is that kind of trains the roots to go deeper in search of that water. So when you do an assessment, so we have these tools like this where you can scatter them out in the yard and you run your irrigation system. We always do a 1/2 inch. We always recommend watering a 1/2 inch at a time. And depending on how hot the temperatures are, we'll tell you to water a 1/2 inch of water per session twice a week, maybe 3 times a week to give you that 1.5 inches if we've got some excessive heat. So you spread these all out in your yard. You can use a tuna can. Tuna cans have got the proper depth, and you literally run your sprinkler system until that container, whatever you use, has given you that 1/2 inch of water. And then you can jot it down on a piece of paper. We use these forms that tell us all kinds of different things, but you jot it down on a piece of paper, and then for each zone by zone, how long do I have to run this zone in order to give me a 1/2 inch of water? Because some zones are going to be different. You might have more heads on one than another, so it's got not as much pressure, which means that maybe it needs to run a little bit longer. There's all kinds of variables that go into that. The different heads have got even different output nozzles that allow a different amount of water out. So we always recommend doing this. It also gives you the ability to figure out where your shutoffs are, where your controllers are located, all the different variables that go into the sprinkler system to give you the knowledge that you need. So if you got any questions, you need any suggestions, feel free to reach out. We look forward to hearing from you. Y'all have a good day.